Okay. According to this, we're live, but I'm not getting my live. Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
I got the movie. Yeah, we're live.
Okay. Good. Whew.
Alright, cool. Cool. Boom. Alright, so oh, shit. Boom. Copy.
Screenshot. Load.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna be ready early today.
Yeah.
Check this out.
I just gotta get the post on Instagram. Screenshot this bitch.
You mentioned me.
No, I didn't. Let me crop that.
Excuse my soul.
No. Oh. Bow. Bow.
La-di-da.
La-di-da-di-da. And that's hashtag. Oh, wait, you know, one more hashtag. Boom.
Alright.
And tagged you down and share.
Gotta add this shit to my bio. Boom. Alright, there we go. Alright, 9 seconds ago. Alright, now I just gotta add the thumbnail.
Shit.
This part will not be taken away, ever. There isn't a way to get this done fast. We could pre-type anything on social media, but these thumbnails are killing me, man. Alright, here we are.
Swear to God.
Alright. It's good that I let you pre-type out the title. That's good.
Yeah, that's good.
I like that.
That'd be really, like, fucked up if they don't let you do that.
This is not for kids. Negative.
No, it is not.
This is not
That's sick.
for little children.
It's for kids. And you're caught swearing, we could go to jail. Because that's a law, somehow.
No way.
Yeah.
You just come and arrest our ass.
Swear. I'm going to jail. My ass too tight for jail.
What the fuck?
No.
This is not made for little children. Bro, isn't that what they have YouTube Kids for? Like, what the fuck?
I know, right? I swear. Like, why are you asking? Are we on YouTube Kids right now? No, cut.
Calm down there. Please, sir. Oh, yeah. No.
Oh, I gotta bring up the chat. Hold on.
Alright, I think that's good for tags. Save. Alright.
Alright, I'm pulling the chat now.
Same here, brother. Brethren.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Yes, sirree. Alright.
Oh, yeah, Rico. Rico Vlogs. What's up, man? Commented 4 minutes ago. I think he's already left.
What's
What's up, man? Commented 4 minutes ago. I think he's already left.
up, Sam? What's up, bro? How are you? Alright. Alright, I think we got 5 what? Oh, no, that's just 5 minutes ago. Okay. We have 1 watching. Alright, it's all good. Okay. Look at that. It only took us 5 minutes. I think our record for the longest is 13. It was 13 minutes to do everything.
I don't know what the fuck we were doing.
They were...
Eat some dick.
Alright, we got 2 watching now.
Both of us.
Does it count me?
Yes, if you're just watching as the video, it counts.
Plug. Alright, it's probably me and you then.
Well, plug.
Alright. Tennessee confirms new releases. Takes that one.
Yep.
Did they ever do that with Ono?
Well, they never confirmed his release.
They never confirmed it?
No one ever said anything about it. He's just on the alumni page. That's it. Oh, we got Nathan.
Nate is back again. Coming in hot. Alright. So, is there any other else? Because I haven't heard about anybody getting released other than like no name NXT talent, but I seen you texted me earlier about Tainara Conti.
Yeah, I heard she got released. Apparently she got released like last week, and now it's just coming out.
Wow.
So
I was
like, damn.
I'm gonna go on her and look her up on Instagram and see if it still says WWE. Oh, it does still say WWE on her page.
Oh shit.
And it's probably just so people can see her page still.
Yeah.
Because nobody really knows her as.
I don't think you changed like her at.
What's up?
I don't think you changed her like at on Twitter.
Yeah, you can. Oh no, I'm talking about on Instagram.
Oh shit. I know
Yeah.
you changed it on Instagram, so damn, she probably. I don't even know. I just heard she was released.
Maybe.
I could see it.
Oh yeah, especially because she was one of the ones that was asking for it.
Yeah, she wanted to get released, so.
Seems like this is going to be the peak, so we might as well just do the intro here. Of this episode, obviously, we have many stories for you guys. Just to give you guys a little sneak peek, we got news on these pay-per-views coming up. We got news on releases. There's my phone now. We will get into that. We have a lot of news. Obviously, it has been building up for a minute. We got like a whole page covered front and back. We got news on pay-per-views. We got news on releases. We got some fun news. We got news on Ronda Rousey. We got news on Becky Lynch. We got news on NXT. We got news on Roman. We have news on WWE games, feuds going forward, Jeff Hardy news. Basically what I'm getting at is news from A to Z, you guys. We got a shit ton of news this week on the podcast. Obviously, we are back with Sir K. How are you feeling today, bro?
I'm doing pretty good, man. I'm still still shocked from the news of yesterday, but I'm still good. You?
I am good myself. Podcast helped me get through the quarantine. Helps me do something. Helps me have something to do. Nothing too much. Just happy to be here, obviously. The pod. Just write a couple more things down. Okay.
A lot of news. Yep.
Okay, we are good. We are
cool.
all good. Okay. So, starting off, you guys, we have news about Double or Nothing could be canceled due to MGM. Now the cool thing about writing these down is these stories are from like a week ago, and now we have enough news to where they're developing, and we can cover them. How they've been developing, which is cool.
Yeah.
So Double or Nothing, basically, it was canceled in the MGM Grand, just in the arena, and we basically got some vignettes on Dynamite about regarding the show. So I believe they're still gonna hold it, probably just in front of no audience.
Yes.
So that would be my best guess now. But just Double or Nothing in general, AEW is doing to where they are so basically if you bought tickets for Double or Nothing 2020 this year, which is going to be around like May 25th, probably around the same time they did it last year, basically you can go into the arena in 2021 because it'll probably be an MGM staple.
Yeah.
Just probably my guess. And that's your ticket, like Sir K mentioned. That is basically your ticket to get into 2021. Is if you still have tickets from 2020, which is badass on AEW's part.
That's really cool. Yeah. Instead of just refunding, go to our show next year. You know.
Yeah.
Tickets for the show, still go to it, just different year.
Also. Oh yeah, for sure. That is just cool as hell that they're doing that. But see, the thing I had next was regarding Money in the Bank. So actually, that's one of our head topics. So we will save that for later in the show. But obviously, just to run down what I do have, Money in the Bank was canceled in Arena, which obviously most of you guys know. And obviously, we will save most of that news for later in the show. Obviously, like I said. Next up, Jerry the King Lawler returns to commentary this week on Monday Night Raw. What are your thoughts?
We already know what he did. How he fucked up on that show, but I hate Jerry Lawler. He's always just ever since he came back to commentary, he just sucks. He's so bad on commentary.
Yeah.
I'm not for him on commentary, so the fact that he came back at all, I didn't like. But then he fucked up majorly when he did come back, so yeah, that just helps chase it all. What about you?
Agreed, bro. Agreed. Jerry Lawler, and not even Jerry. I mean, dude. Most of the time, most of these commentators that they bring back, even some of them, he sucked ever since he had a heart attack. Shit. Yeah, but I remember when I was growing up, I used to like Jerry, but I mean, as a kid, you basically like the face announcer. Hated Michael Cole, loved Jerry Lawler, but yeah, I mean, Jerry. I mean, like I said, nothing against Jerry. I mean, the guy is just fucking awful. But most of these commentators they bring back now. I remember Nathan mentioned this up a couple episodes ago. He mentioned how WWE likes to bring back things that nobody liked. Jerry's definitely one of them. I definitely do not think he was popular. Yeah, amongst the audience, and they do that kind of shit all the time. Like when they bring Coach back.
Yeah.
Coach. My God. I mean,
Coach, man, he was terrible.
Yeah, definitely agreed upon. I mean, most of these people they bring back, they just bring them back to be just company shills, and it's the most retarded, awful thing ever. Like, and this is what we have to listen to for 3 hours on our Monday and Friday night. So,
Swear to God.
just sucks. Jerry just fucking sucks. Most of
He
the
really does.
commentators, Corey sucks. Most of these people that have Vince McMahon in their ear suck. Tom Phillips sucks. Byron Saxon's the biggest idiot you ever listened to
Oh,
live.
he's an idiot. Oh, that's
Um,
garbage.
yeah. Who else is there? There's Byron. I feel like I'm missing somebody. There was Percy.
Yeah.
He was like a good garbage announcer. He was
He
all right.
was, yeah.
He
I was
started.
warming up.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I was warming up to Percy.
Definitely.
Um,
But,
there was one other one they used to have. I forget who it was, but yeah, most of these people they bring back, they just come back to just stir up their agenda for the people that they like, and it's just
yeah.
see one of the things about like AEW commentary I like is they're able to be a little bit more charismatic.
Yeah.
And they're able like they have Chris on the they have Chris Jericho on their commentary team, and it does not at all sound like he's trying to stir up an AEW agenda. He's just playing up to
No.
his character, which is
Exactly.
awesome. So, yeah, I mean, I think the AEW commentary is a lot more loose, and you can even say the same thing about NXT commentary. It's a lot more loose, a lot
Yeah.
more them. Obviously, Morrow, greatness on the mic.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean his charisma, as far as going and putting other people over is just incredible. It really
Oh,
is.
that's unbelievable, man. It really is.
Yeah, honestly, unmatchable, to be honest, in my
Really
opinion.
is.
Anything else you got to say about this? Jerry Lawler
They just
being
gotta
back
stop
on commentary?
bringing. They gotta stop bringing these old ass people back to commentary, man. The
Yeah,
only one I don't mind is Booker, cause he's so bad, it's good.
yeah,
But other than that, keep him away.
yeah. Agreed. Um,
Definitely.
next up we have Forgotten Sons call up. Thoughts, reactions?
Ah, they're gonna die, man. They suck down NXT. They're really gonna suck now. So they're screwed.
Oh
They have
yeah.
no charisma. They won't develop any on SmackDown. They're screwed now.
Yeah,
That's
it's. We just got done with SmackDown this week, and does anybody even fucking remember that they were called up last week? Well,
nope.
here we are to remind you. Yeah, I mean, these guys. Oh God, they are gonna suffer a horrible death on the main roster. They didn't
It'll
even get
be.
the light of day in NXT, so
Swear.
I mean, the only guy that has a chance, and this is a very slim chance at least, is Jackson Riker, and
Yeah,
yeah,
because he's jacked.
because he's jacked, and that's what Vince McMahon sours over. Not
Swear.
sours over, but drools over. Um,
Yeah, that's what he wants.
so but yeah, I mean, this guy is the only guy that has a chance of even being looked at, if being looked at all. But yeah, Jackson Riker,
Swear.
man. I mean, these guys, not even Jackson Riker, but the whole group in general is just. I mean, think about it. If the AOP do not stand a chance on the main roster, there is no way these guys are going
No.
to. And there's so
God,
many
no.
people in the past that we thought of just just being something on the main roster, and they never
Yeah.
have. You know,
It's like, I
who
swear,
who are some of your
AOP.
favorites that you would have thought would definitely have been something on the main roster?
Definitely AOP. Who else, man? There's been a lot of call-ups. I thought Black was gonna do pretty good. Ooh, who's that one that you thought was gonna do really good?
EC3?
No, it was someone else.
What is he really popular?
He was someone they would have loved. Like, he crossed off all the things that they
Lars?
love. Lars, I thought he was gonna be really good.
I
And
swear to
AOP,
God, I thought Lars was gonna be a WWE champion within a year.
swear, bro. And he wasn't.
I promise you. Speaking of Lars, I would have thought he would have came back by now. I didn't think his injury was gonna keep him out. I think his
Swear.
injury kept him out like 9 months actually, and he got injured in
Yeah,
like July or June, I think.
yeah, I don't know. That's if they don't release him. They could release him.
Well, no, he'll go back to doing.
Rich Bennett strikes again.
Yeah, he's definitely got a career path that
Yeah, he's got a fallback.
he can come back onto.
Definitely.
Because Mitch Bennett is all elite. Oh God, can you imagine if that was his AEW name?
Oh my god, it'd be so bad, but so
Mitchell
funny.
Bennett.
Mitch Bennett.
So yeah, Lars. I mean, like I said, Lars is definitely a guy I would have thought would have done amazing things on the main roster. But
Oh
obviously,
yeah.
it's just not how it was. That's just not everything that is just not how everything planned out. But there were
Yeah.
so many people. I mean, you guys can even probably. Nathan says Bobby fucking Roode. Yes, Bobby. Well,
Definitely.
I wasn't sure if he was gonna do good on the main roster just because any guy that doesn't look like Lars or EC3, you have to be scared for, right?
Exactly.
I mean, it's just guys like that or the AOP. I mean, just guys like that you just have to be scared for, just because of Vince's flavor of the month mentality. And
Exactly.
I think that I think that those two guys were definitely guys that I could have swore they were gonna be something. I could have swore. And the people that end up being something from NXT get to main roster or not main roster, mid card level at best. Look at guys like Sammy and Shinsuke and
Yeah.
Even Finn, dude. What?
I swear, man.
Also, Vince McMahon is in the mentality of one. Like, if you get injured once, you're immediately injury prone, and he pictures you as like you're straw. You're made of straw. You know what I mean?
Exactly. He thinks you're just a bitch.
Look at Joe.
Like,
Look at Joe. Look at Finn. I mean,
exactly.
there's so many guys that have definitely been able to definitely be assets to a show, and they end up just surmounting to mid card storylines where it doesn't do anything for them, and
Swear.
it just ends up bad for them in the grand scheme of things. And the Forgotten Sons, if anybody has a chance, if anybody thinks that these guys have a chance, I mean, you're absolutely fucking delusional. There's no
Oh,
way.
yeah,
There's
no
no
way.
way. I would be shocked. Um, I mean, look at even how he uses tag teams from NXT. I mean, the AOP were in a faction, and once the faction got a hold of the tag team championships, it wasn't even the tag team in the faction. It was Buddy
No,
Murphy and Seth Rollins, which,
exactly.
looking at
Like
it, what were you gonna say?
that makes no sense why they would do that, you know?
Right, like looking at the faction, those guys are the tag team. So if
Exactly.
I mean, let me ask you this question, Sir K. If imagine that faction having all the gold, who has what?
Oh, Seth got the world title. Buddy got the IC or whatever mid card titles on that show, and
The U.S.
US poor guy. And then the AOP get the tag titles.
Exactly. Like AOP is the tag team of that group, and it all comes down to Vince McMahon just not valuing tag team wrestling, and I think that's one thing that drastically hurts his company, really,
Oh
really
yeah.
bad.
Since he doesn't value it at all, he doesn't. He just they have it exist. It just
Right.
exists in his company.
It's just there to put. It's honestly half of the time he has it like benefit like other different storylines, like the one with Shane and Miz. Like he'll put it on like these makeshift tag teams just to further a single storyline.
Exactly.
Or he'll say, "Oh, look at these Viking Raiders. I like these guys." And then a month later, he's like, he takes the belt off them, and now they're resurfacing in the tag title picture like nothing ever happened. Like, no, like what have you guys done to, like, just because you guys have never beat the Street Profits? Okay.
Alright, so
Yeah, I mean, who did the the Viking Raiders lost the tag belts to Rollins and Murphy, I believe, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, these guys, well, Vince, I mean, never, he just always has like a shit motive for just like the tag team titles or tag teams in general, and like how he uses them. Look at the, like I said, look at the AOP. These guys, pound for pound, everybody thought, oh, they'll be fine on the main roster. They'll be fine.
Two big Samoans, easy.
And they fuck them up on the first night. They strip them from Paul Ellering. Like, what the? Are you stupid? And the fact that Ellering denied wanting to leave because of all the travel, he denied that. So why would you take that? Why would you take that away from them? That was their identity. Was Paul? You know what I mean?
Oh, come on.
You can't put these guys aside. Who did they put them aside? Oh, Drake Maverick. You can't put them aside him. Like a little weenie. I mean,
makes no sense.
Yeah, he just did not fit the bill of the group, and I mean they were having him play dress up like he's like this is mini me, and I mean and look at the Viking Raiders. These guys, again, first night, fucked them up. First night, immediately had everybody pissed off because of the fact they have this great war chant they do. Fantastic. Over as shit. War, obviously. Over ass chant. And it's in their name, obviously. And the first night on the job, you change their name to the Viking Experience?
What?
What am I, Universal fucking Studios?
Yeah, I know. What the fuck? Viking Experience? Are you an idiot? Clearly.
I mean, shit like that. Like, the Street Profits, even look at them. These guys were like on CNN doing their own version of CNN 10 every week on Raw, being promoters for the company.
Yeah, what is this garbage?
Yeah, so I mean,
This is not who they are.
Exactly. These guys are like, it's hard to even describe what they are. They're just like joyful ghetto dudes. Joyful, happy ghetto dudes.
There's the fucking cool ass dudes at the barbecue, basically.
Pretty much. Yeah, I mean, so, I guess Forgotten Sons, they do not stand a chance.
God.
Not one bit. So, a little bit of the fun news here. So, I remember a couple weeks ago, Nathan, I'm probably sure still in the chat, had brung up that, that they wanted to have a faction many years ago with CM Punk, Daniel Bryan, and The Big Show. He mentioned that a couple weeks ago. I believe that was the first episode. And I was at work one day, and I just decided to listen to the Art of Wrestling podcast with Colt Cabana and CM Punk from like 4 years ago. I believe that was like 2014, right after Punk left, or 2015. And it turns out, yeah, that was true. Not that I thought Nathan was lying or anything, but that actually the faction consisted of, instead of the Shield, they were gonna do a faction with CM Punk, Daniel Bryan, The Big Show, and Seth Rollins. That's how they were gonna call Seth up. The most random faction on God's green earth. I wonder what the name of that was gonna be, or if they were just gonna have all their singles names. That long ass introduction. Punk, Bryan, Show, and Rollins.
Punk, Bryan, Show, and Rollins here. Oh my god, like the fuck?
Punk, Bryan, Show, Rollins in arms. They're attacking God knows who. So yeah, I just thought that'd be some fun news you guys would like to hear. Definitely interesting. Did not expect that in the slightest.
Or none of them makes sense. Maybe it's Punk and Rollins I could see fitting well together, but everyone else, what?
Like Big Show and Bryan, like
why is the Big Show there?
I know.
What?
I bet they would have billed it as like Punk was the mouthpiece, like Punk was the voice, Seth the Show was the muscle, and Bryan was the harder. You know how they do those gay ass like terms.
Some bullshit like that, yeah.
So next up, just something I actually want to get your take on, just because it's very controversial amongst a lot of people. Ronda Rousey obviously went on the Shield was Punk's idea, and he wanted Rollins, Ambrose, and Ono. Yeah, that's interesting. That's very interesting. I wonder. I believe we have that in our what if. In our what ifs, one of the ones we want to cover for a week. It's like, what if?
Ono is still the third guy.
What if? Yeah, it's something like that. It's like something. What if Ono was the third man instead of Roman?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was interesting. But okay, Ronda Rousey was on, I think it was one of Steve-O's podcasts, and she said on there, very controversial amongst a lot of people. She mentioned how she basically came out and said she basically came out and said she doesn't want to do this lifestyle anymore as far as like full time, and she said she called the fans ungrateful, and I think she said something along the lines of like, I just don't want to perform in front of these fucking ungrateful fans.
Something along those lines.
And I wanted to get your take on that. What do you think on that? It's very controversial amongst people.
I mean, I think she's clearly trying to it's clearly not her actual thoughts. I think it was obvious, like she's trying to play up to some type of agenda, like not agenda, but like not gimmick, but like story. Yeah. But I think the only thing she fucked up on is calling it fake. That's the only thing she fucked up on.
That too.
Because if not taking the schedule, oh well, a lot of people can't take the schedule, and oh well, you don't need to be here like fucking every day anyway. You get so boring, but like. And
that's one thing they should give. Sorry to interrupt you, but that's one thing they should give is definitely breaks. Because they have so much talent. Like, for example, really if Nakamura has a run with the WWE Championship, and you call Andrade Cien Almas up, I remember I used this example many years ago. I'm just bringing it back. If Nakamura gets called up, and you have and he has a WWE Championship reign, nice 6 month reign, maybe 4-month reign, not too long, not too short, and you're kind of starting to run out of things to do with him, and you want to call Andrade Cien Almas up for example. Isn't his name still just Andrade, or did they ever change it back?
It's still just Andrade. I noticed that.
So stupid.
I
Um,
swear.
well, if you have, and you want to call a guy like Andrade Almas up, she said something about being fake fighting too, though. Yeah, that was I forgot. Sorry, I forgot to mention that. But yeah, she mentioned something about it being fake and all that stuff, and then everybody started going off on her. But anyway, and you want to call a guy like Andrade Cien Almas up, and you could build him up, have him take the championship from Nakamura, and then Nakamura can go away for a few months, and that way it gives room for new talent, like a revolving door. You know what I
Cycle,
mean?
yeah. Legit, exactly.
So if the Street Profits are on TV, they have a decent run with the tag belts. They drop them. New tag team gets called up, Forgotten Sons, and you want to use them. Send the Street Profits back down to NXT to work a light schedule, or just give them a fucking break. That way, the Forgotten Sons could get some eyes on them for when they go back to NXT, for example. And
And
it's
then
just what's up? Oh, sorry.
Street Profits are just floating around doing jack shit.
Exactly, because that's what so many people are doing. You know what I mean? They're just there,
Yeah,
just floating around,
exactly.
doing
Just
nothing,
existing.
losing legitimacy. You know what I mean?
Exactly, man.
So, yeah, but I mean but Ronda, for me, she's always trying to like play into that kind of character.
Yeah.
So like always trying. Like I remember a couple months ago around like the Royal Rumble, she said word for word like none of these bitches could touch me in a real fight, and it was all storyline, and you could tell
Yeah.
because every woman on the roster reacts to it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? I think if it was something, I think if it was like something that she actually meant, I think people would like contact her personally. Like,
Yeah,
what the
like
fuck,
yo,
bro?
exactly. They would just add her. Like, come on.
As far as her saying it's fake, I was watching a Dark Side of the Ring, and Jim Cornette said this. He said it. He said this perfectly. It's not. Nothing about it is fake. It's predetermined and it can be altered. Obviously, that's no secret. We all know that, and it's still something that we love, obviously, wrestling, but nothing about it is fake. You know what I
No,
mean? People are still
exactly.
beating the shit out of their bodies 300 days a year. You know what I mean? And maybe that doesn't compare to a real fight, but still, it's you're legit away from your family 300 days out of the year for fans that could be ungrateful. Obviously, we
It
all
can
know
be.
that. And to immediately discredit their job as fake and say that to people who work just as hard as the next motherfucker is ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
And and she completely contradicted herself when she said if they were actually fighting that many days a year, they would die. Exactly why it is scripted. Because if it wasn't, they would die for fighting like that every single day.
Exactly.
You
Yeah,
can't. It's not physically possible to do that.
that's a great point. That's a great point by you. But yeah, I mean, does my voice sound weird? Great point by you. But
No.
yeah, I mean, oh, okay. Let me just check. Um, so, um, yeah, I mean, I just think that's incredibly bogus considering Ronda. You realize like three of your best friends are doing this, right?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Legit.
And sorry to tell you, but one of your friends is actually way better than you at it.
Oh, Shayna, man. She is what Ronda Rousey should have been. She really is, bro.
For
Shayna's
real.
a beast.
Do you agree with Ronda coming and like resurrecting Roddy Piper's gimmick?
No, I think she should have came up with her own shit.
I think so too.
Just using Roddy's like we get it, he's your favorite, but like And
Like, if I was a wrestler, I wouldn't come out with jean shorts and a ball cap, you know?
yeah, exactly. Like the fuck, like be your own self.
And
That's
call
why
myself
you see it.
Hustle, Loyalty, Respect, Johnny Mayhem.
Swear to God, like, the fuck. That's the reason Shayna is like legit and Ronda's really not. Like, it's just
Yeah, I mean,
uncomfortable.
yeah, for sure. I think that's where she went wrong. Like, I respect Ronda using her UFC background as a way to make people hate her and enhance her storylines. Like, that shit's awesome to me. It really is. But and it's cool because she can use that. Whereas guys like Brock don't, and it's not that he shouldn't, just the content of his character doesn't. But Ronda it comes
Yeah,
off as if she actually believes that stuff, which, if she does, I mean, that's her opinion. But, like, as far as discrediting people, people that respect you, I think, because a lot of people
yeah,
do
that's
respect
fucked
her
up.
and stuff. And a lot of people in the WWE do respect her for coming over and working their schedule, and she got to see firsthand how hard a lot of these people work, and to just go out and
Exactly.
say that it's fake and discredit everybody from the Seths to everybody
Even
from
in
the
like the Natalias that she's friends with.
yeah, that's
It's
what I
like,
was even everybody from the Seths to the fucking Keithleys and everybody that works any kind of schedule, and these people do spend so much of their time away and stuff. It's easy for her to say because in UFC, like, these people wrestle. These people, like, fight like once a year. You know what I mean? Schedule's not as tough. You know what I mean?
exactly.
So yeah, they get into one maybe two real fights a year. You know what I
But
mean?
like, the rest of the year you're just chilling on your couch or just in the gym.
And besides, they say that every time you fall on the wrestling mat, it's putting your body through one car crash. So imagine
Exactly.
a million. Can you imagine how many times some of these people bump on that mat?
Swear.
I just think
Exactly.
it's a little. I just think it's fucking ridiculous to go out and call that fake, just like that. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Especially the people that are considered Iron Men. You know what I mean for
Yeah,
this
legit.
company that are at every show, busting their ass, competing, and just to go out and say that, I think that's a little ridiculous. So
Yeah, it
that's my
really
hot take.
discredits their work. I God, it's not like I agree completely. Like,
Yeah. Alright, now to check out the comments. I do not have a problem with the Rowdy Ronda. The theme is cool. I don't think she was into it enough to invent her own character. That's a good point. That is
yeah,
a good
that's true.
point.
It
I
really
hate
is.
Charlotte promos. Danger! Danger, Smoke
Swear.
Robinson! I am the queen!
I am the queen.
I will win the Money in the Bank ladder match! I am going to
I
bury everyone in NXT!
I don't
Need
like it when
battery
I'm not
recharge!
taken. Her garbage ass.
Fucking hate Charlotte's promos.
Swear, I hate Charlotte.
Was
Period,
it
bro.
was it fake when Chris Benoit got brain damage from all those bumps and did what he did? That's exactly.
Exactly.
That's just ridiculous. That's just stupid to say. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was just stupid as fuck to say. But it's probably the Conor McGregor effect. Everybody likes
Yep.
to everybody likes to rip off what he does to stir controversy, even though he rips off what
Exactly.
Vince McMahon does. So
Swear. He is a ripoff of Vince McMahon. That's
I
true.
hate when people call it the Connor walk. I'm like,
No, it's the
no.
Vince.
You guys have you guys ever, do you guys know your shit, man?
Hey, exactly. He got that walk from Vince. The fuck?
Seriously. I hate when people call it the Connor walk. Well, next up, moving on to that. Becky Lynch puts in request to work NXT UK. What do you think?
Shit, bro. That's why I think NXT UK has failed so far. Because they don't have stars. Or they don't even make stars. They really don't. Like, most of those people in NXT UK, although they're really good, they're just
Mhm.
not captivating. You know,
Yeah.
they need someone to catch the eye.
You don't think anybody is?
I mean, yeah, there's people, but like
Oh,
for the
okay.
most part, they're mostly not. You know.
I was gonna say, don't you ever disrespect Walter like that.
Oh
No,
no, Walter's the best they got.
I think he's top notch. Like, now that Pete's in NXT, Tony Storm is seemingly. I've not heard anything about Tony in a
Yeah,
while. I think they should have gave her a longer run with the women's championship. Tony's
they
awesome,
should have.
and I just Tony's also one of those people that I think aren't really meant for that brand. I don't know if that brand was a good idea in the long run.
To be honest, I don't think it was. They shouldn't have. They should have just made it a second NXT brand. They really just should have.
Especially if you're gonna make, yeah, because they have so many people that they come into NXT. Like, how cool would it be if we got an NXT draft every year or an NXT
That'd
shakeup?
be so awesome. That'd be
And you could,
cool as fuck.
yeah, and you could see Walter on the same brand with a Johnny Gargano. You could see Walter with Killer Cross.
Yeah,
Like, bro, that's
that'd be fucking sick.
that's great. Like, Walter,
So,
to me, Walter's kind of, well, not only Walter, but Imperium's all they got.
oh, it really is, man.
Because the
Swear.
European Union or Barthel and Eichner, those guys are great. Those guys are great.
Awesome.
Yeah, man. But yeah, Walter, I think's one. Um, I think Gallus is one of those factions that only works. Well, I want to ask somebody from the UK how NXT UK is perceived out there. Like, I wonder if it's like a
Yeah.
big, or I wonder like if it's like a big like company. Why does Walter remind me of Vladimir Kozlov? He does not remind me of Vladimir Kozlov. What the hell?
What the fuck?
Vladimir Kozlov, if anybody, reminds me of like fucking Rusev, maybe.
Yeah.
What the hell? Walter. um, oh, Nate. Yeah, but Walter, I don't know why. Yeah, I definitely get some of those people that some of those wrestlers that just remind you of other wrestlers for no reason. What was I saying again? Oh, I wonder if like NXT UK is like really big in the UK. Or I wonder if they kind of just like NXT more anyway. I wonder. I'm gonna ask somebody from the UK.
Yeah. I really do, man. Because, I don't know. Because over here, at least, it's not really cared about at all.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's like, I mean, like, I remember on Breaking Ground so many years ago, Jason Jordan was mentioning how you may not watch NXT every week, but you'll watch the TakeOver special. Like, that's what NXT UK is. Like, nobody watches NXT UK every week, but we'll watch the takeovers just because, like, we know and respect the people on the brand, and we know they're great wrestlers, but as far as, like, how much like you said, like, how much they're able to captivate, I'm not sure. Or maybe the US is just not, like, the audience that they want to build to. You know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe not, actually. You never know.
Yeah, so it may be weird to us, but like I said, people in the UK, it could be like the greatest shit to them. Also because a lot of people from like Progress Wrestling and stuff, like they are they're well known in the UK. Like a lot of the people that live out there know them. But I want to know. I want to ask somebody from the UK. So if anybody from the UK is ever watching, let me know. I want to know.
Yeah, let us know.
Yeah, but Becky Lynch, obviously, we drifted so far away from the topic. Becky Lynch working NXT UK. I could think of people for like the guys to work.
Yeah.
But as far as the girls, like, what the fuck are you gonna do? Becky Lynch and Kaylee Ray?
Yeah, what the fuck?
I mean, like, Becky Lynch and Toni Storm, but I also think the problem with NXT UK is I don't know how bright the idea of trying to build a brand and continuously taking people from it.
Yeah.
You take Pete. He was he was the first main guy there. Obviously now
Yeah.
the throne is for Walter, but and you take Rhea. You take Rhea Ripley from there. Like, I don't know if you're trying to build a brand, I don't know how smart that is. Which is why
Exactly.
when they say things like, "Oh, WWE looking for global expansion. We're trying to do NXT Japan." Like, no,
What? God, no.
that is not a good idea. Considering
No.
who do you have in NXT that's from Japan? Because Vince ain't gonna give you Shinsuke back. Because
No.
for all we know, Vince probably thinks the Artist Collective is the greatest faction ever. Just how his mind works.
Probably. Swear.
Probably
The
not.
only person
Obviously,
who's
we know. Yeah, obviously we know what he thinks of them. But that's what I was gonna get to is who are you gonna have down there? Kushida and who else? Io Shirai.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. That's all you fucking got.
Pretty much. That to me is just that doesn't seem smart at all.
God, no.
I don't even know if you should have like what if you split it up into like East and West. Florida would be considered the East, right? I'm just going off basketball, how they do things. So if you split the country into two sides, Florida is East. So why don't you make like NXT California and have a performance center out there and you do two brands? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
to me that would have been a little smarter. Or you could do NXT Chicago and
That'd be some hard shit.
have the shows run out of I don't know, somewhere by my house. Fucking one of the colleges over here. I don't know. But yeah, why don't you do like East and West Coast to break it up like that? That way we can have two NXT rosters that can be compelling enough. So one doesn't get lost in the shuffle. And you can do a draft every year, and you can actually have a reason for bringing people up, because when you bring people up from NXT UK, it makes NXT UK look like the NXT of
NXT.
yeah, like the
Exactly.
developmental, to where people go and train and then they get brought to NXT Florida, you know?
Exactly. Like, come on. It does not look legit at all for there.
And they took in other people from there too. They don't come to mind right now, but I know for a fact. I know for a fact they've taken more people from there. Just the two notable ones are Pete Dunne and Rhea Ripley. But yeah, as for Becky Lynch, I don't know I don't know how good that will get over. I mean, I know the fans in the UK will love her, obviously. She's from around there, but as far as like what she can do, I'm not sure. Especially because she's so above everybody over there. You know what I mean? Except for like Tony Storm's probably the only one that can like legitimately lace her boots.
Oh, definitely, easily, but like that's the only one.
And she's not even the champ, so.
I swear.
Yeah, so that's Becky Lynch. And next up, let's see what we got next. NXT TakeOver matches on USA canceled. This story got overwritten because we did end up seeing the tag match. We seen Timothy Thatcher replace Pete Dunne instead of Pete Dunne being there. And then Finn versus Walter. I actually did not know that this was going to happen on NXT UK. All I heard was that the NXT UK takeover was scheduled for, like, it was either August or October. I can't really remember.
Yeah, I think it was October.
Yeah, I think it was October, because I remember it being really far away.
Yeah, we were pissed.
But yeah, Finn and Walter. I'm dying to see it. I just hope Finn doesn't win.
I swear. No, he better not, man. No.
Because how would that look for him beating Walter?
That would not look good, bro.
And the cool thing about Walter's reign is, think about this. Pete Dunne held that title for 700 days. Could you imagine what Walter could do with that?
Oh my god, he could do so much cool shit.
I think you're not in my lobby anymore.
Oh, damn.
Walter can easily hold that championship for 2 years and not even blink an eye.
Oh, yeah. You need someone legit to beat Walter. And that person hasn't risen
Yeah,
yet,
I was
so...
gonna say, in NXT UK, I'm not sure you have that person yet.
Exactly.
Yeah, man, but so Takeover UK, Ireland or Dublin? Was it Takeover Dublin?
Dublin. Yeah.
It was rescheduled for like around October or something. Yeah, not much to
Yeah.
report on that since the main story was the NXT Tag Team match getting canceled, but obviously that did not happen. And Gallagher versus Walter, Jack Gallagher versus Walter, book it. Well, Walter does work good with the little guys. He had a great match with Tyler Bate.
Oh, yeah. That shit's unbelievable. Tyler Bate. Unbelievable, man.
I know, what a prodigy.
Swear.
Guy is amazing. Next up, we got some news on Edge regarding his match at WrestleMania. Good God. Listen, is it wrong of me? I love Edge, and like I said, it was great to see him back.
Oh, yeah.
But my God, that match sucked. That match sucked.
It dragged.
Just dragged forever and ever. It was basically like a dumbed down version of Gargano and Ciampa's PC brawl.
Exactly. They literally just punching each other. And you do something with an item. That's it. That match sucked so much dick.
Seriously, that was horrible. Horrible match. So Edge reportedly wanted to fight on rooftops. I would be assuming the rooftop of the PC, and was denied. What do you think about that, man?
That would have been. I personally wouldn't. I would personally prefer it to be a cinematic match, but rooftop would be the next best thing. It's a different setting. You could put anything up there really, so you can do a lot of shit with the rooftop. So it's bullshit that they denied that.
I know.
It really is.
A match went on 40 minutes anyway. I don't know why you couldn't have had them just be on a rooftop, you know?
I swear.
Have them fucking throw them off the roof or something.
I was gonna say, have fucking Orton dangle him off the roof. Like, fuck with him. Like, yeah, I'm about to drop your ass, but he doesn't, you know? But make sure he doesn't slip, because that would be bad.
The whole effing show said it was great and put Edge in their top 5. I mean, the storytelling was good, but as far as, like, what happened in the match,
God.
Can't have another Owen Hart. Speaking of Owen Hart, I cannot wait for the Dark Side of the Ring, man, on Owen Hart. I watched the Jimmy Snuka one today.
Oh, shit.
Bro.
That's it.
That was good. That was a good one. It was crazy. It's crazy. I definitely think Vince McMahon paid those cops off and covered up a murder. I think so, man.
Oh, yeah.
Jimmy was one of his top guys, and they were mentioning in the doc how would it look for the WWF at the time if one of their top guys was guilty on a murder charge? That wouldn't look good.
Exactly.
So I believe that Vince McMahon had paid off the cops. If you guys watch that one, man, I definitely think he did that for sure.
Definitely.
Anyway, yeah, Edge and Orton, definitely. I don't understand why that was denied. I mean, and it's better than on top of a trailer truck. I mean,
yeah.
We've seen that. When's the last time we've seen people fighting a rooftop? Well, soon we will. But
I mean, yeah, but like, come on.
Yeah, so I don't know, man. I don't know. Yeah, not too much to say about that. Obviously, Edge wanted it, didn't get it. It definitely would have enhanced the match. It would have made it a little better
Oh,
than what it was, because it was not really good at all, in my opinion.
God, no.
Yeah, like you said, that's just complete bullshit. That
Swear.
was denied. But is that all you got to say on that topic?
Yeah, yeah. I would prefer the cinematic match for that feud.
Something like that. Yeah, something a little cooler. Roman Reigns confirmed to miss several weeks of SmackDown. I was about to say SmackDown Live. I'm so used to calling it SmackDown Live. So used to calling it SmackDown.
Yeah, it's
What do
Friday
you
Night
think?
SmackDown now. I think that was pretty obvious. They're gonna keep him away till all this shit really dies down.
Yeah.
Because he's got such a weak immune system and he's Roman Reigns. So they wouldn't test it at all. So
Hmm.
he's definitely gonna be gone for a fat minute. And I mean, in other news, the fact that his wife's pregnant,
Right.
he's gonna be helping her out for a while, so.
And it's twins too, so he'll probably need
Yeah.
to be home. So maybe he'll be off for the better part of a year. Maybe a little after that. Well, I don't know that long, but he's definitely gonna. I don't think we'll be seeing the big dog for a minute. Let's just say
No,
that.
he's gonna be gone for a fat minute.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. I don't. Especially, I think it was just the perfect time to start slotting Bray into everything again.
Was.
That they pulled at Super Showdown, which I haven't forgot.
Never
I wish
forget.
I wish I could,
But you can't.
but unfortunately I
God.
can't.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
And
So Roman confirmed to miss several weeks of SmackDown. I mean, he is more on the show, but I mean, he doesn't really add much to it for me. He's kind of just there most of the time.
yeah,
He's kind of
basically.
just walking around like an entitled brat, just asking for. He'll come back and win the Universal title off whoever has it when he come back. Mark my words. I do not disagree with you one bit. That is probably word for word what is going to happen.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Definitely, probably what's going to happen. I'd give that a 9 out of 10% chance that that's going to
Oh
happen.
yeah.
Um,
He'll just come back, say, I had a shot, but now I couldn't take it, so I'm taking it now, and he buries him. Basically. Easy.
I just hope title's not on the Fiend. Speaking of the Fiend, I
Yeah.
guess we could run down this news. This is from last week's SmackDown. Braun Strowman's first challenger for the Universal title is none other than our boy over here at the Notorious Heels podcast. Our boy, Bray Wyatt, the Fiend. Something interesting about their match at Money in the Bank. It's not being advertised as Braun versus the Fiend. Wanted to note that.
Ooh.
It's being advertised
Really?
as Braun Strowman versus Bray Wyatt, which makes
I
me
feel like,
wonder if Braun Strowman is going to hold the title and Roman's going to come back and humble him out.
oh my god. I could see that so easily, bro. Because he humbled her on Twitter.
Yeah, he played up to it on Twitter. Humble yourself, or something like that. He said to him.
God.
It,
That would be so bad.
well, that's gonna be miserable, bro. If
That would be so miserable.
seriously, because my question is, where the fuck does Bray Wyatt go after that?
Yeah.
After you
Exactly.
lose to Braun Strowman, a guy who's been complete dog shit for the better part of 3 years, where do you go after that? You lost to Goldberg, you beat Cena to gain some kind of traction back, and which he did an excellent job of doing just because he's Bray Wyatt and he's excellent at doing that. And just to lose to Braun right off that momentum, I don't know if that's a good idea. I think Braun Strowman's definitely the one that you can bury over
Easily.
Bray just because Bray is the more valuable talent in this situation.
Really is.
So,
definitely. Because Braun is just straight ass at everything.
Seriously. So, yeah, guys, I mean, yeah, that's... And then tonight on SmackDown, I guess we could run down SmackDown real quick. We got this kick-ass segment where Braun was on a moment of piss, a moment of bliss with Alexa Bliss, and he opened up a present that was in the corner of the ring, and he opens it up, and it's his black sheep mask, his black Wyatt sheep mask. I thought that was badass. And next week they're gonna do a segment where they play up on their history with each other.
Yeah.
And Braun Strowman looked a little shooken up, so I'm excited. I always said the last cool thing Braun Strowman has to do, the last cool thing is the feud with the Fiend because of their past, obviously.
Easy.
And obviously the whole concept of the Fiend character is to hurt people that have done him wrong in the past. And obviously Bray feels that Braun betrayed him many years ago when he abandoned the Wyatts. So yeah. I mean, so that is it should be maybe he'll come back and win the Rumble. He hasn't won a Rumble recently, so oh god,
oh
yeah. So Roman and Charlotte are the two people that always have a chance of winning the Rumble, no matter what. Yeah. Obviously, just because they're who they are.
Exactly. God.
Yeah, but yeah. So Braun, that's pretty much. Oh, also on SmackDown, we got a pretty good promo by Sonya Deville. It's pretty good. Fucking promo over life. The best promo I've ever seen her cut. And then we had the New Day winning the tag titles for I think the 8th time. I think.
39th one or two. Probably. I don't know at this point, man.
Yeah. So. Yeah. That was that story. Roman confirmed to miss several weeks of SmackDown. Also, Braun Strowman and Bray Wyatt is what they are going with. And the Fiend has not been advertised yet, so I'm kind of scared. We got a little bit of time. We got about a little under a month.
Yeah.
I believe the Money in the Bank pay-per-view is May 10th, so we got a little under a month before this pay-per-view happens. Okay, now we got something interesting, especially a YouTube video a couple days ago. And one of the wrestlers that's always breaking down cool Fiend stuff mentioned. Oh, I gotta invite you to my lobby again. Let's do this again. One of his YouTubers mentioned something that Matt Hardy mentioned. So obviously, Broken Matt Hardy is always cool with throwing little Easter eggs out there and stuff. And apparently, Matt Hardy had said a long time ago, Kennigan always held dominion over Abomination. And when he broke this down, Kennigan is Vince. Obviously, if you guys watch the Talk is Jericho with Matt, you will know that is what Kennigan means. Kennigan is Vince, and Abomination was another word for Sister Abigail. So if you break down this little statement Matt Hardy made, it kind of seems as if he's saying Vince always held domination over Sister Abigail. So that made me wonder. I wonder if the Sister Abigail character, an on-screen female to put alongside Bray, was always denied by Vince. Something to think about. Definitely something to think about. You got a take on this?
Knowing Vince, that probably is true.
Probably.
I can see it easily happening.
You are the character.
Yeah, that's you know, you're the leader. Like, that would be what he says.
It's definitely. Now keeping on the tradition with these weekly shows, a little news from Monday Night Raw. MVP's returning. Who gives a flying fuck? I thought this guy was done with being in the ring, but MVP is complete garbage. He holds no value. I can understand a cool little spot in the Rumble. That's whatever. But to come back, and he's probably going to beat Apollo and be in the freaking Money in the Bank ladder match. To come back and take a spot, I hate when they do that. I hate it. I hate when they do stuff like that. Like, bro, it is just not your time anymore. Just go, bro. Nobody wants you here.
Swear. Like, no one cares about you people.
Seriously. Could have said it better myself. So, yeah, not too much to take on that, other than nobody wants to see this garbage on Raw, as if it's not enough garbage already. And, yeah, MVP's back. He's probably going to take a spot from Apollo. And,
probably.
This was something I want to get your take on as well. Seth and Drew being the WWE Championship program that they're going to go with for Money in the Bank. What do you think about that?
Truly, I'm not for it. I think they should have waited for Seth to go for the title. Because I want something different for Drew, you know? Something they never really push. So, I wish they would have gone with... Seth should have been focused on this whole Messiah thing. And right. Championship for a while.
Because he's just kind of starting to come into his own with it.
Yeah, exactly. He's just starting to get into it, you know? It'd be way too early to win a championship, or even contend to one.
Right. Yeah, I think... I definitely agree with everything you just said, but here's my thing. If you lose at Mania, you do not get thrusted into the WWE Championship picture. Sorry, bye. Go do something else. Build your character up again. If anything, it should have gone to Owens, and if they wanted to give it to Seth, they could have had him win at Mania.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you weren't going to do anything with Owens following Mania, what was the point of having him win?
Exactly, man.
Oh, shit. I freaking dropped a care package over this highway road again. I always do that. Yeah, man, but I don't know. Didn't we get this feud a couple of years ago? It was like Seth and Mox, or Seth and Dean Ambrose.
Yeah, something like that, I think.
Probably.
I think it was, because I wasn't a mid-card Mafia versus Roman and a bunch of dudes.
Yeah, it was against Roman. I think it was just against Roman.
Yeah, so I think Seth probably came in there at some point.
Oh no! They were against the Shield, because now they were the Shield's last opponents.
Oh yeah!
What a great last opponents.
Yeah.
And they did the whole live event. They did the whole live event for it, too. Like, you couldn't have had the Undisputed just have a match with the Shield, just a one-off.
I swear.
Do something fun for their last match.
Yeah. Not the mid-card. Something we saw every week.
Seriously. And we did, too.
Every other live event. Exactly.
Yeah, it was on every live event, like, almost every fucking week of Raw. Awful.
I swear.
Awful.
Shit.
Yeah, but obviously everything Sir K just mentioned, and like I said, my main thing is, dude, if you lose at WrestleMania, sorry, you don't get that spot. And if you wanted KO, if you wanted Seth to be in that spot, then have him win at Mania, so it makes some kind of sense.
Yeah, why he's coming for a title.
You can play on how Seth's just been building momentum. He's a leader of his faction. He's held the Raw Tag Team titles. He's made Monday Night. You know, just have him play his shtick. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But instead, you have him lose at Mania in the most in a way that makes him look like an idiot to where he thought he was going to get out of a match with KO just to lose it anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, he just looks like a dumb heel.
Exactly.
But yeah, to me, no. Sorry, bro. Back of the line.
Swear.
All
Anyone can
right.
see this.
Let's see what we got next. What do you think about this one? Jeff Hardy considered for the Universal title match at WrestleMania against Goldberg. He was considered for the spot.
I would have been down with that if it wasn't for the fact that we got Braun versus Wyatt. For Wyatt to make sense in a way to win it back.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for this, I would have went with Jeff, but I like how it would have turned into, even though it's ass. Goldberg and Braun, that's ass. But
Yeah.
I like what it turned into, so I'm okay with it. You?
Wait, what was the topic again?
Jeff instead of Braun Mania.
Yeah. See, I would have rather had Jeff, like you said, but Braun and Bray I like, but I was just thinking about this. The reason I forgot about this, I was just had drifted off into the clouds for a minute. So I was thinking about, what if Bray losing the championship led him all back to where it all started? Like how he mentioned how life is a circle, and that was Cena.
Yeah.
Is it? I don't know. Was that something completely obvious?
I mean, I get it. But, like, after the circle ends, what is he gonna do, you know? Just float around? Can't really have the Fiend float around.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. That was just something I thought about. Maybe that was the whole like reason behind the Cena match, was because after he got buried, he went back to where it all started, the original barrier.
Exactly,
but anyway, he did not. He had no business losing. I don't know. That was just something interesting I just started thinking about. Yeah. Anyway, Jeff for the Universal Championship. Obviously, I like Braun and Bray. Like I said, that's the last. This is it for Braun. This is it.
Oh, this is it. His career is gonna be dead.
So once, because all he's got left is this feud with Bray. So once this is over, God bless his career, man. Jesus. Yeah. I mean, it would have been something different. I think it would have been cool for Jeff to get like a last reign, championship reign. Would have been cool. But I like the whole Braun and Bray thing. So.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, but Jeff, I mean, it definitely would have been cool to see him get one last world championship under his belt, and obviously debuting No More Words back. I think at WrestleMania, even though it's in front of nobody, would have been cool to see for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, man. What do you think about WWE being deemed essential in Florida?
I think the reason they're deemed essential is some bullshit, trying to we're still giving these fans something to feel normal and something to watch. Like, ain't this shit's trash. Nobody wants to watch this shit. It's not normal. Usually, it's just bad, but now it's like really bad. But essential. Oh, I don't know. I think I would just prefer if they just had to do an off season, man. They should have just done an off season this year, because all this stuff they're making up, like Money in the Bank, and man, it's all garbage.
Right.
Like some good things came out of it.
Yeah. Which also means out of Florida, AEW obviously is a company ran out of Florida as well. I mean, WWE's ran out of Connecticut, but
the PC's in Florida.
Yeah.
Where they're shooting.
Right. Yeah, but I mean, like you said, I mean, it definitely gives us something to talk about. So
Yeah.
I like that aspect of it. Keeps us going. But as far as the content we're getting out of it, obviously it's like they're going way too far to make this shit make sense. And we'll get into that
Yeah.
when we get into the Money in the Bank, all the Money in the Bank stuff. But yeah, I like that. I like that. It keeps us having something to talk about.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, I don't really have a take on it. I mean, it is what it is. WWE is just deemed essential in
Yeah,
Florida, so they can continue running
exactly.
these garbage taped together shows. But at the end of the day, it does give us something to talk about, which is nice.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, man. Let's see. Let's see what next. WWE 2K21 canceled.
Let's go.
Canceled, and they are searching for new developers. Now, I don't think we've gotten anything confirmed at this point in time. Well, I know we haven't got anything confirmed as far as who the new developers could be. Um,
Yeah.
But yeah, WWE 2K, if WWE 2K20 was any indication that they needed to cancel this game and not make a game, um, also
Yeah.
one thing that does upset me, I feel like this could have been the year where Bray Wyatt could have got the cover notch under his belt.
Yeah. I
Um,
really feel good of.
but would they put the Fiend on the cover though? You think so?
I think so. I
I
think
think
they
so.
would.
I think so too. Or if not, he would at least be on like a Legend Edition cover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he
So.
does a good eye catcher.
Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure.
In the
Yeah.
chat.
Oh, no doubt. Yeah, but Bray. I mean, this guy. Or not Bray. 2K20. I mean, I don't know where I was getting with that. 2K. If 2K20 was any indication that this game needed to be canceled and rethought, uh, I mean, it's good that they're doing it, because AEW game is gonna rush to fill that spot now. Oh yeah, I just hope the AEW game doesn't go to 2K.
Hopefully not. It'd be fucking dumb.
Oh
And another thing I actually heard about this whole 2K story, I heard either this story where we're talking about now, or that they're just gonna skip 2K21 and go next year into 2K22. Just skip 21 entirely. I'm like, what? That'd be the dumbest thing in the world.
Thank fuck Matt Riddle and Thatcher won. How come?
Hmm? Wait, what?
Oh, Nate says thank fuck Matt Riddle and Timothy Thatcher won. I said how come?
That's true. Oh. I mean, who'd they face again? I don't know who they
Undisputed?
faced. Oh, yeah. They need to hold those titles for longer.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, I think he's saying because of what we mentioned with Matt Riddle being released.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Oh, I get it now. I get it.
That's true, that's true. I mean, he's still staying.
Do you know I'm a Riddle mark?
I swear.
Yeah, I know you are.
I mean, I love Riddle too. Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
for sure. Riddle's a beast. Um, yeah, man. So 2K21. I mean, bro, listen. If if skipping a year is what it takes for these people to make a decent video game, go ahead and do it. Just when
Swear.
2K22 comes around, I swear to God, if you take 2 years to make a video game, basically 3, and it doesn't have GM mode, they need to sign the rights over. Because if you're skipping the game for a year, if you're skipping it, and the purpose is to not implement GM mode in it, what are you doing? What are you doing?
What are you spending those 2 years doing? Jacking off?
I mean,
Like,
seriously. It just... to me, bro, if they take 2 years and don't have universe mode, it was a complete fucking waste of time, and they need to sign the game over to other people, because I want a good wrestling game to play that I can play and mark out on, but instead we just get these garbage, barely put together games.
sir.
Yeah, hello? Hear me?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Are you
Something
good?
happened.
Oh,
Alright, we're good.
everything good? Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck that was.
Okay, I don't know what happened. I just couldn't hear anything. Yeah, but these garbage put together games, I mean, it's ridiculous at this point.
Swear.
So yeah, man, that's 2K20. I don't know if you guys heard that news, but yeah, man, that's
Yeah, I heard it, man.
what we got for that. But next up, WWE considering new draft in October. What do you think?
I'm down for it.
Yeah,
I'm
I
always down
think.
for drafts.
Yeah, for sure. Yearly drafts, obviously something we always have to look forward to. I'm sick of the simulator games. Bring back the arcadey style. Yeah, I agree. I
Yeah.
think that's where most of the good WWE games came from, for sure.
Definitely.
And I don't understand how they see stuff like that works amongst the audience and they still just go with what 2K's used to going with. You know?
Like what? Yeah, it makes no sense.
I'm like, what's the point of having a realistic wrestling game? Like, we could fucking watch a realistic wrestling. We watch realistic wrestling all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, why don't we have a game where it's like so over the top, it's fun as hell, you know? To me, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
WWE considering new draft in October. Always down for the yearly drafts. One of the things us wrestling fans always have to look forward to is the yearly who's going to go to what roster, what new storylines can we have to look forward to, stuff like that. As far as draft moves, I couldn't make any now, or people I want to see switch now, just because we're so early in. I mean, we're still many months away from from a redraft, but yeah, you got to take on the draft. By the way, it should be happening in October. By the way, about the year to when they were on Fox.
Yeah, I'm always down for a draft, like I said, man. It's better than just someone having randomly show up on the other show.
Right.
It lets us know who's going where and what to expect, you know?
Yeah.
So I always prefer a draft. Not a shake-up, but a draft. But, you know, they just call this draft a shake-up.
Right.
And they're gonna shake up a draft. But I'm still down for it anyway. At least they tell us. I love it. You?
Oh yeah, for sure. Love the yearly draft. Like I said, it's always something we got to look forward to. Obviously, like I said, who's going where, what can happen.
Yeah.
And you know, when the time comes, we will have a draft prediction episode for sure. Well, definitely. But yeah, like I said, it's way too early to make any kind of predictions regarding a draft. But yeah, man. Let's see. Speaking of some of the releases, got a couple topics about those. Some of the releases, will come back. WWE says. What do you think?
What do you mean?
Like some of the people they will release, when all this goes away, they will come back.
Oh, I bet. Yeah, like Kurt.
Yeah, like Kurt and all that. Also, probably, I would hope Mike Chioda. I would hope.
I hope so.
Because that...
Really fucked up if not.
Todd's so bogus on them, bro. I mean, not that he can't. He probably can't find work anywhere else, because you know he can, just because of his experience.
Yeah.
But I mean, these some of these producers, I heard, they didn't get released, they just got laid off without pay. So most of them
God.
probably like the IRS, or most people know him as IRS, but Mike Rotunda, Bray Wyatt, and Bo Dallas' dad. People like that, I'm sure, will be coming back. Hurricane Helms, obviously, probably coming back. Obviously, a lot of those guys, most of them probably will be coming back. But yeah, obviously, also on this topic, in WWE headquarters, there is a survivor's guilt. Everybody feels really bad. Vince feels really bad. Spare me. He's released so many people. You expect me to believe that he feels bad over firing No Way Jose? He don't give a shit. He probably didn't even know half these people were on his roster. He's probably like, oh shit, we still have EC3? He could go.
Exactly.
We've been saying he has a concussion since October. He can go. He'll be alright.
Shit. Like, that's what happened. You hoard everyone up.
Seriously. And that's what I'm saying about that's what I was saying earlier about the revolving door. Oh, I gotta invite you again. Damn it. That's what I was saying earlier about the revolving door. Like, you can definitely have some people take breaks and get rejuvenated personally, and have a hunger when they do come back, and give guys like EC3 some time to get his character over.
Exactly.
What's the hurt in that?
Exactly.
Want to play some Plunder?
Sure. Something different.
Plunder duos. Is it only duos now?
I think they got like everyone from 3 to 4 people now.
Oh, cool. That's cool. Anyway, back onto wrestling. Yeah, and also, speaking of survivor's guilt, one that I can actually sympathize with, AJ Styles reportedly feels very guilty over the fact that he felt that Gallows and Anderson were his little brothers, and he feels bad because he thought that he would have been able to protect their contracts, and he wasn't. That one I can legitimately feel. Obviously, these guys are like brothers to him, dating from their time back in Japan. But as far as Vince being guilty, spare me. He's probably released so many. Well, not probably. He's released so many people. Do you expect me to believe he gives a shit over?
He doesn't give a fuck.
Over firing Drake Maverick and EC3? Yeah. Come on, man. Let's be realistic. Also, we got into this a little bit ago. Talent reportedly, due to, this is from a very credible source, Sean Ross Sapp from Fightful News, spoke to some talent in WWE, and apparently most of them are very unhappy about having to work these live shows. You got a take?
I mean, I feel for them, man. I wouldn't want to be doing it. I wouldn't have to drag my ass all the way to a PC to have some random ass match with a fucking Apollo Crews or MVP. Nobody wants to do this shit. People would rather be home with their families that are probably scared every time they leave the house, you know?
Right.
I feel
for sure. Especially because there's positive cases of all that bullshit in WWE. And most of these people have kids, so it's like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? What are you bringing home to your kids? It's just a bad situation, man. But I think the tape format would have been way better during this time. Obviously, like I said, keeping WWE there obviously keeps having us something to talk about, but giving it to where these people can stay home and be safe.
Exactly.
instead of having to drag, like you said, drag their asses out in
every week.
with fear of being fired,
Yeah.
and while putting your life on the line for this company, yeah, just like I said, man. And listen, you expect Vince McMahon to drag these people out just to fire them, and then you expect him to believe that he feels bad?
Yeah. He doesn't.
No way.
He doesn't care about anything but his fucking wallet. Like, come on. And his ego. That's all he cares about.
Definitely got to agree with that, man. Next up, speaking of Vince is very impressed with a certain superstar. Obviously, the certain superstar is a superstar that I can never hate. This superstar we are talking about is the Empress of Tomorrow, Asuka. He is very impressed with Asuka, and he envisions a singles run for her, and a singles push. Thoughts?
Why couldn't you be impressed by her when she was called up? When she was already at her peak?
It's the main argument. That's
like, what? Like, to be honest, no offense, I love Asuka, but what are you seeing her now? An idiot?
I know.
That's probably what he does see in her.
Now that she's dancing around, acting like a fucking idiot, just to lose the titles. And then, and now you expect people to take her seriously? Like, bro, when she came up in October of 2017, and you were building her up for Mania, you didn't see anything then? Like, how fucking stupid are you?
Come on, man.
I mean, seriously. He just... And you expect me to believe he's gonna have a long-lasting, favorment for Asuka? No fucking way.
To Vince McMahon, long-lasting is over 2 days.
Seriously.
That's his definition of long-lasting. So, although I'm good that he sees good in her, it's only gonna be for like a week till he gets tired of her.
You better see good in her. You better see good in half of these motherfuckers that are out working for you. Especially Asuka. That is, bro, pound for pound, don't fucking at me. The best woman superstar WWE has seen in the past. Maybe not the best character. That definitely goes to Becky Lynch. Ever. Don't at me, bro. Do not at me. No. No way. No way anybody... Seriously. No way anybody comes close to Asuka as far as in-ring, just intensity and performance and body of work goes.
Swear, exactly. No one.
Yeah, you can't touch that. There's no way. So, yeah, you expect me to believe that? Spare me. Like I said, fucking spare me.
Fuck out of here.
Yeah, man. Also, speaking of Asuka, Kairi Sane wants to go back to Shimmer. What do you think about that?
I mean, I understand. I want to leave too. Making her a fucking idiot. Basically, like JD says, the Iconics 2.0.
Pretty much, just a Japanese version of them.
Swear, like, I would want to leave too. I'm being taken seriously. Oh, yeah, I understand how she feels. I would leave too.
But Kairi, Shimmer,
yeah,
go to AEW. Trust me, they need you.
They really need you.
I mean, dude, Deonna Purrazzo, Sarah Logan, AEW can take all the women that come by them, because they're a women's division, bro. Oh my god, it's so awful. Bad. It is awful.
So fucking bad. God awful, it really is.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah, but yeah, I could definitely see why. I mean, I mean, obviously, she sees now that they view Asuka over her, which obviously Asuka's
Yeah.
better than her, but still, it's no reason to. There, a tag team
Right.
is a marriage. You are in this marriage with that
Exactly.
person. You should not be doing single stuff unless you break the tag team up.
Exactly.
Unless you're like a like a trio, like the New Day. Then I could
Yeah.
see one doing a singles and the other shit like that. But
Exactly. Switch up every once in a while.
yeah, but
Like,
as
if
far
you're a
as
tag
like,
team,
right, a tag team, there's no room for that. You guys are a tag team.
exactly.
You
You guys
know
are
what I
one
mean?
person,
Right,
basically.
pretty much. Yeah, so I don't know. That to me is just kind of ridiculous. And I could
Yeah.
definitely see why Kairi Sane probably feels disrespected um,
Yeah.
by that. Yeah. Speaking of other people that want to get out, or has this person actually got out, but under the radar? Cassius Ono, Chris Hero, my guy,
Man.
has secretly been moved to the alumni section of the WWE.com Superstars page. Have they let the knockout artist go? I don't know, man, but I'll tell you what.
Oh, man.
If I hear Chris is awesome going off in AEW, I'm marking the hell out. Because Chris
Oh,
Hero
yeah.
in AEW, dude,
Chris Hero was so cool, bro.
yes.
He's and he's a legend on the indies, man.
He's an indie legend, bro. He's one of the.
He
He's
is
probably indie, as far as indies go, probably top five.
definitely easily.
Depending on who you talk to, probably top three. But that's depending on who you
Yeah,
talk to.
exactly. Like, come on, man. He's a
Yeah, I
legend.
mean, Chris Hero, man. The guy's a legend, obviously, like you just said. But bro, I'm just saying, if I if I hear Chris is awesome go off in AEW, I got a mark.
I'm a mark. I swear to God. He just need. I think he lost his motivation in
Yeah, I
NXT.
think so. I think NXT. I
He
think
just
they just always looked at him in a way where
he's just intangible.
he's only there because you're basically they gave him the same what the fuck am I trying to say? Okay, they gave him the same conversation they gave Samoa Joe and Keith Lee, but those two guys ended up working. Listen, Vince doesn't
Exactly.
really like you, so you're kind of just gonna be an NXT guy, but we love to have you here. To me,
Yeah,
that's what that seems like. You know?
exactly.
Yeah.
It
To me,
really does.
that's all that seems like. But yeah, man. I mean, yeah. All I'm saying, man, Chris Hero, we need you.
Swear,
We
man.
need you back
That
because I
we
love
need
Chris
Chris
Hero.
Hero.
Cassius Ono is
Not it.
one of my favorite. Well, not Cassius Ono, but just Chris Hero, just the guy. One of my favorite in ring talents to watch. I mean, he's incredible. I mean, he is he is Keith Lee, but Keith Lee gets more recognition for it. You know what I
Exactly.
mean?
He really is.
And it's not a knock on Keith because I love Keith, but
Oh yeah.
it's so
But
funny
like
how
still,
Punk marks for Keith Lee.
I
I find that
swear,
to be the funniest stuff
funny
ever.
as hell.
Like how he's just marking for NXT talent. Yeah, but
He
nothing
really
against
is.
Keith because I love Keith, but Cassius Ono can do the same stuff, if not more. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And he gets nothing for it.
Yeah, he gets to work NXT UK, and not a knock on NXT UK, but I mean, Keith
It's a
Lee's a
job
North
well
American
done.
champion, just to put it like that
Exactly.
for you, you know. Um, so, and what is Cassius Ono?
Exactly.
Barely anything, you know.
Nothing.
Um, and the whole time they just made this guy look like a dweeb, just putting over everybody left and right, put over Riddle, put over Keith Lee. So it's just unfortunate for him. It really is. But I'm just saying, man, Chris Hero, add what if the New Day never happened to your what ifs. It's a good one. It's a good one. Ooh, that is a really good one. I wonder.
It is a good one.
It's a good one. I'm gonna write that right now. So, give me a minute. Write this down. It's okay. You want to talk about Fink while I do this?
Damn, man. The next top news is probably the saddest thing that happened this week. To be honest, is I mean we probably all know it, but the death of Howard Finkel, man. That shit was so shocking and it was so sad, man. It's such a legend. His voice will live on forever, man.
Oh, you bet.
He's one of those people I never thought of dying. You know,
Yeah.
it just sucks, man.
Remember Oksana? Maybe go back and forth. Maybe go back and forth each year so you keep up with. Remember Oksana? What the fuck? Oksana? Her garbage ass. Remember when she married Goldust on fucking. When NXT was a game show?
The fuck, man.
Shit. Yeah, Fink, man, I'll never forget, one of my friends when I was real little, we used to sit on his Xbox, in his family living room, and we used to play WWF, or WWE Legends, on his Xbox. I forget if it was a 360 or his, or if it was just a regular original Xbox, but it was one of those Xbox, and we lost her K, guys, we lost her K, but, let me try to get him back. I apologize. We lost her. I don't know what happened. Apologize again. This does not happen. The internet probably croaked. Apologize for technical difficulties. But yeah, we used to sit up on yeah, it was a 360, and we used to sit on there for what felt like all night, man. We used to just play. We used to just play the game, and we used to. I just remember it was the first time ever hearing Howard Finkel's voice, and it's a truly iconic voice. It really is. It's just a voice that I'll never forget, man. It always. I said it in my post, man. It truly is a voice that will always live in our memories forever. Alright, we got him back. I once again apologize for all these technical difficulties. Alright, we got him back. Apologize again, you guys.
I'm very sorry for these technical difficulties.
Apologize. Turkey is back, ladies and gentlemen. Apologize again. But yeah, what I was saying, man, just hearing his voice, and like I said in my post, it's truly a voice that I heard growing up as one of the greatest commentators, probably the greatest to ever do it, man. And it's really, truly unfortunate that we lost him. Yeah, rest in peace, Howard Finkel, man. Rest in peace, man.
That's it. Fuck.
Mr. Technical Difficulties over here.
I don't know what the fuck's happening. What is my internet gotta do this now?
I got it on my Wii. Can we talk about how dope the road to WrestleMania was in WWE 12? That was really good. I remember he was Punk's personal ring announcer when feuding with Del Rio. Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Fucking Punk.
That shit was cool as fuck.
Legend. Yeah, bro. Yeah, again, rest in peace to Fink. Definitely prayers go out to his family, man. That's truly unfortunate. Truly a legend. Pioneer, one of the greatest to ever do it, man.
Definitely.
Yeah, rest in peace, Fink. For real.
Yeah, gone too soon, man. Seriously.
Now, the next one I want to talk about has to do with none other than Chris Benoit. God rest everybody that was involved in that tragedy's soul. Truly just the poster child of wrestling tragedies. Truly. So some interesting news surfaced over the course of the past week, and yeah, man. Basically, there was a podcast with Hardcore Holly, and he had mentioned on his podcast how sorry, he kept giving me notices about the audio. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can still hear you.
Okay. I apologize, guys. We are fucking experiencing a lot of technical difficulties. He had mentioned on a podcast how the day of the Benoit tragedy, Chris invited him over to his house, and I just thought I'd share that with you guys, because that story, when I heard that, man,
Nuts.
I mean, that's got to be something that Holly thinks about
Every day.
every time that tragedy gets brought up. Apparently, Chris texted him and asked him to come over since he was in town, and Holly was telling him, no, I'm sure you'd rather, I'll let you spend it with your wife and your kids, and Chris responded to him saying, oh no, it's alright, they'll be okay with it, and a couple, I think he said, a couple days later, it was revealed that on the day that he invited him over was the day that the Benoit tragedy happened, man. So
Yeah, man.
that is truly scary as hell. And something to think about, man. It's an interesting story. It's very just chilling to think about.
It really is.
Yeah, guys. So, as we wrap up here, now all we got left, man, is our main topic. So, first off, obviously, we have dealt with a lot of releases over the past part of the better half of the past week. But the pioneers of it, the people that got it first in the week, was Dash Wilder and Scott Dawson, the Revival. Obviously, everybody knows that by now, but we are reporting on it here. These guys' names were revealed, as well as their tag team name was revealed, and man, what are your thoughts on the Revival finally getting that so elusive release?
I feel so happy for them, man. They're finally lifted
For real.
This shit. They finally just get to go do what they love, you know.
Right.
Do good in the business. That's all they ever wanted. Now they get to do that. Go ahead.
And that's one thing you can respect is just them taking control of their own career and wanting to find better for themselves. I think that's something that we can all respect out of them and look up to in those guys for sure. I think it's definitely something.
Yeah. Definitely, man. Good for them.
Yeah, for sure. And obviously, if they don't go to AEW, I'd be shocked. I really would.
Yeah.
These guys are definitely AEW bound, I think.
Oh, definitely.
And it is going to be great. It is.
Good shit, man.
It truly is. It's going to be awesome to see what these guys can do in AEW. Now, their singles names were revealed.
They were. And.
Oh, I thought you were going to say them. I apologize.
No, okay.
Oh, okay, go.
Alright. Wait. Yeah, Scott Dawson is now Cash Wheeler.
No.
One?
Other one.
Oh, yeah. Dash is now Cash Wheeler. Yeah. Cash is now Dash Wheeler. And, Scott Dawson is now, what's his first name?
Dax.
Dax? Harwood, not Hard. I thought it was Hardwood at first.
I thought it was Hardwood too.
But it's Harwood.
Which is actually, I believe it's a take on his real last name.
Yeah.
I don't know if his first name is Dax.
I don't think so.
But I do know his last name is actually Harwood. But yeah, guys, and obviously, their tag team name, the name of the unit, was revealed, and their name is the Revolt. Or at least they made copyright, or they made like Free the Revolt or something like that. Which the Revolt means like people that rebel, basically do what they want, go against the grain. That's basically I don't consider Chris Benoit to be the murderer. He wasn't him when he wasn't himself when he did it. I believe that too. I think that's what David Benoit also means too when he says that my dad didn't do it.
Exactly.
I don't think he means that somebody else murdered them. I think he means that it was, yeah, like Chris the guy would have never done something like that.
No.
And yeah, man, but yeah, so the Revolt, it sounds a little weird now, but it doesn't sound too weird, but it just sounds a little weird just because the revivals just sound so great.
Yeah, we're just so used to the revival.
Yeah, but I think it's something that'll definitely catch on. And these guys are gonna be great. I mean, these guys are already great. They just didn't have the chance to show it, you know?
Show it, yeah.
So.
Now they do.
Yeah, man, but, also some other news attached to them. So, I did not know this. I figured this out recently. So, do you guys remember the faction, they did it for a little bit. It was, FTRKO with Randy Orton. Yeah, me neither. Well, they did that, they did that for a while, and I guess Orton requested to work with the Revival, and he requested it, and he went to Vince with it, and Vince, like Sir K just said, just flat out denied it. Yeah. I thought that was really interesting. I was like, really? Like from Orton? Because Orton's one of his boys.
Exactly. Orton wanted to make that a legit group. Which sucks for the Revival.
Yeah, because they could have really benefited from that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they really could have. David looks exactly like him. It's crazy. Oh, I know. Yeah. David looks just like his dad.
Exactly like him.
Yeah, but I thought that was really bogus. I mean that group. Oh, yeah. I mean, it's a cool group. I mean, it was one of those odd pairings, but it actually kind of was cool in a way.
The new guys that did the old school, and you had the literal old school.
Yeah,
which was really cool.
Yeah. So that was a good pairing. Obviously Vince didn't like it, and he denied it. Which definitely sucks for them for sure. Also, the Revival. So, I feel if they would have re-signed, they would have got released anyway, and I'm about to tell you guys why. The specifics on their contracts came out on what they were offered, and holy shit.
They were offered bank.
Between the both of them, were offered $5 million. Both of them were offered 5-year contracts for $2.5 million, $500,000 a year.
Yep.
Wow. The fact that they declined that, like I said, is something we can all respect, because it goes to show how eager they were to not take the money, but instead take their happiness and their legacies.
Exactly.
into consideration over just the greed of money.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, man. I mean, and these guys are still going to be able to feed their families,
Yeah.
obviously, but this time they're just going to be happy doing it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Which is awesome.
Oh
So,
yeah, man. It's good for them.
can't wait to see what these guys do for sure.
Sure.
Yeah, so that's it on the revival. And like I said, as we wrap up here, we got to talk about this controversial Money in the Bank that was announced tonight. Okay,
God.
save the post on what they actually said. Let me just
Oh yeah.
find it really quick.
There's
Okay, here we
a
are.
little catchphrase, man.
So obviously we have climbed the corporate ladder. Money in the Bank is taking place, and it's not on the rooftop.
PC.
It's not from the PC, it's from WWE headquarters, and it's not on the rooftop. This doesn't make any sense. No. Wait till you hear this.
Oh no.
The match begins on the ground floor of WWE headquarters. So in the headquarters, on the floor, literally when you walk in. But the briefcase will be hanging all the way up on the roof of the corporate floor. So are these guys gonna fight without ladders and just walk up a building?
I think with the advertising they pictured, like they have a crane on the building that's dangling the briefcase. So when they get to the roof, they'll probably have ladders. But I bet most of the fight's just gonna be fucking in the offices, throwing fucking
Yeah.
statements at each other. God, man, what
See,
the
these are the
fuck?
kind of things. These are the kind of things like they piece these things together, and it's just like
Like,
what? This
I
doesn't.
swear, it doesn't
So
make any sense.
I don't. I hope they don't like fight all the way up the building, and then like they get to a top floor, and they just put a ladder, and there's a briefcase like hanging on the ceiling of the.
Oh my
Which that's what
god.
it sounds like. And
But in the
what's up?
advertising, they have a picture
The
of the
yeah,
crane next to the building, so I think that's what they're doing.
we
And
can
if
hope.
not,
Hopefully, we get
yeah, I hope.
more 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 indication on what this means. Sounds like a 24/7
Really,
segment. It really does.
it really does, man.
So
This
yeah,
shit.
guys. I mean, what do you think? What do you think about what I make out about it? Like from what I can interpret, what do you think about that?
Yeah, because that just sounds like some garbage. No,
That
can't
sounds
join.
so goddamn stupid.
Swear.
Yeah,
So
but
bad.
if it's anything like what Sir K thinks it is, I think it'll be okay as far as like just putting a ring up there and having a crane hold the briefcase. That's perfect. I suggested that
Yeah.
a couple episodes
Yeah.
ago. They should hold things on the rooftop. I suggested the PC, but you could do it on the headquarters as well. Have it be on the rooftop of up there. But if it's gonna if it's on the ground floor, if it just something about that starting just with it starting off by them saying that it starts on the ground floor does not leave a good impression with me. That I feel like that's gonna
No.
be some cringe-inducing bullshit.
There's someone gonna be climbing the side of the building like it's Mission Impossible and shit. It's
Yeah.
gonna be so bad. It will be really like a 24/7 championship segment. That's what it's gonna feel like. There's gonna be running around.
Seriously. Flipping over tables, hitting each other with fucking clipboards.
Yeah, I'm taking the fucking elevator.
Yeah, you guys.
That shit
So
just sounds.
That is the Money in the Bank news, and that is all the news we got, man. If anything breaks throughout the week, obviously if it's big enough, we will be here with another edition of the breaking news. But man, that is going to do it for this episode of the Notorious Heels podcast. This is part 2 of episode 2, the news portion. Like I said, coming up next is our top 10s, and we will be bringing to you guys a date, most likely Tuesday, but if any earlier or any later, we will bring that to you guys then. Our top 10s this week, WWE Superstars. Obviously, we just thought that'd be a good first one to do, to kind of get a feel for us. Underutilized Superstars, our top 10s of underutilized people in the company, which I'm probably going to have to go back and look at because half those people are probably released. And I just thought about that. And failed runs. So runs that were supposed to have a lot of promise, or that people thought were going to be interesting, or thought were going to be whatever, and they ended up just completely sucking ass. So yeah, look forward to that in the coming days. That is our next topic. And then after that, it's on to the first fantasy booking. And we will tell you guys what that is the next time we come to you guys for the top 10s. So yeah, you guys, that is going to do it. Thank you for everybody that joined on another great episode of the Notorious Heels podcast. We again apologize about the notorious technical difficulties that we went through with just Wi-Fi problems. Apologize once again. Yeah, you guys, but that is going to do it, like I said, for this episode of the Notorious Heels podcast. Episode 2, part 2, the news edition of episode 2. That is going to do it, you guys. Please like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next one.